set out in the dark. I will send fire to warm you and encourage you. I will be with you in the fire. I will be with you in the cloud. You will learn to eat new food and find refuge in new places. I will give you dreams in the desert to guide you safely home. Home to the place you have not seen yet, the stories you tell one another around your fires in the dark will make you strong and wise. Outsiders will attack you, some will follow you, and at times you will be weary. At times you will be weary and turn on each other from fear and fatigue and blind forgetfulness. You have been preparing for this for hundreds of years. I am sending you into the wilderness to make a way and to learn my ways more deeply. Those who fight you will teach you. Those who fear you will strengthen you. Those who follow you may forget you. Only be faithful. This alone matters. Some of you will die in the desert, for the way is longer than anyone imagined. Some of you will give birth, some will join other tribes along the way, and some will simply stop and create new families on welcoming lands. Some of you will be so changed by the weathers and the wanderings that even your closest friends will have to learn your features as though for the first time. And some of you will not change at all. Some will be abandoned by your dearest loves and misunderstood by those who have known you since birth and feel abandoned by you. Some will find new friendships in unlikely faces, and old friends as faithful and true as the pillar of God's flame. Sing songs as you go, and hold close together. You may at times grow confused and lose your way. Continue to call each other by the names I've given to help remember who you are. You will get where you are going by remembering who you are. Touch each other and keep telling stories. Tell your children lest they forget and fall into danger. Remind them that even they were not born in freedom, but under a bondage they no longer remember, which may still be in them unseen. So long ago, you fell into slavery, slipped into it unaware, out of hunger and need. Do not let your children sleep through this journey's hardship. Keep them awake and waking on their own, awake and walking on their own feet, that you both remain strong and on the course. Make maps as you go, remembering the way back from before you were born. So you will be only the first of many waves of deliverance. It is the first of many beginnings, this Paschal tide. Remain true to this mystery. Pass the whole story. Do not go back. Do not go back. I am with you now, and I am waiting for you. And from the Rabbi Rachel Barenblatt, ready. You will need to travel light. Take what you can carry, a book, a poem, a battered tin cup, your child strapped to your chest, clutching your necklace in one hot, possessive fist. So the dough is not ready. So your heart is not ready. You haven't said goodbye to the places you held as a child, to the friends who aren't interested in this journey, to the graves you've tended. But if you wait until you feel fully ready, you may never take this leap at all. And infinity is calling you forth out of this birth canal into the future's wild expanse. Learn to improvise flat cakes without yeast. Learn to read new alphabets. Wear God like a cloak and stride forth with confidence. You won't know where you're going, but you have the words of the sages, the songs of your mothers, the inspiration wrapped in your kneading bowl. Trust that what you carry will sustain you. Trust that what you carry will sustain you. And take that first step out of the door. May your roots grow deep. May your branches spread far. May you find this world to be a wonderful place and leave it better for those who follow. We support the work of this congregation in many ways, through the gift of our time and our talent and our treasure. And your financial contribution helps to serve in the ways that we are able to show up in our community for care and justice, and the ways that we are able to show up for each other here in music and worship and fellowship. Your gifts this morning will be gratefully received.
There is no greater love than what I feel for you. No greater love, no heart so true. There is no greater thrill than what you bring to me. No sweeter song than what you sing to me. You're the sweetest thing I have ever known, and to think that you are mine alone. There is no greater love in all the world, it's true. No greater love than what I feel for you. No greater love than what I feel for you.
So for some of you, eventually all of you, an Easter basket is circulating. We have been this year working on care, how we care for ourselves and how we care for each other. And so in your Easter egg, there is a challenge and encouragement for you this spring, this Paschal tide. Recognizing now that the time for announcements is over. We enter into this prayerful moment where we share our deep joys, sorrows, the concerns of our heart and concerns. And for all that we share, we hold up those who are suffering, those who are healing. We remember all the ways that we are able to care for each other in community, ways that we are able to create community, to listen to a call and to share in a way that is authentic and true. May you be held by the warmth and light and love of this community. I want to invite us into this deepening time of reflection and meditation with a blessing from Jan Richardson, who says, "Look, the world is always ending somewhere. Somewhere the sun has come crashing down. Somewhere it has gone completely dark. Somewhere it has ended with a gun or a knife or a fist. Somewhere it has ended with the slammed door, the shattered hope. Somewhere it has ended with the utter quiet that follows the news from the phone, the television, the hospital room. Somewhere it has ended with a tenderness that will break your heart. But listen, this blessing means to be anything but morose. It has not come to cause despair. It is simply here because there is nothing a blessing is better suited for than an ending. Nothing that cries out more for a blessing than a world falling apart. This blessing will not fix you, will not mend you, will not give you false comfort. It will not talk to you about one door opening and another door closing. It will simply sit itself beside you among the shards and gently turn your face towards the direction from which the light comes, gathering itself about you as the world begins again. Let us hold these few moments in silence. When those expelled from a land set out carrying children and frail ones and whatever other parts of their lives their backs or hands or fingers can hold, how do they walk upright? Not 10 meters, but whole kilometers, and then whole days. How do they walk past wanting, past hope? Do they speak to their bodies? Tell their arms, you must carry this, not drop this, not put this down. Tell their feet, you must keep stepping because I can't do this without you. Tell their necks, you must stay tall no matter the weight above, below, behind? Do they implore each cell to help each other one? Because later, no matter how much longer later is, hips must bend to sit or fold to lie, and then stand up again. And elbows flex, knees lift. The ache and weight of journey must not lock into bone, not pull muscle from its lodging. No after can come except through this now. This is why, finally, a small bundle is left here by a tree, another hours later here by a rock. The feet that said they might continue if the hands and back let go of these things. The hands and back said yes, and everything still living might live again. This song for us to sing together is number 123 in your hymnal, Spirit of Life. I think I'll ask Dennis to play it through all the way once, and then we'll sing it together. Yeah. Play it through, and then we'll sing it together. He doesn't play the melody. Well, then we'll sing it together twice.
Let's sing it twice. Yeah, let's sing it twice.
If you don't know, you might just listen the first time. And please.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the share of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirring of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the share of justice. Roots hold me close, winds set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
And so we continue to our second message, to the second holiday, Easter. There is something universal about these two observances, Passover and Easter, even as they are particular and distinct in what they tell us. But universal in that they hint at the worst and the best of our capacity. So this Easter story the story of Jesus looms so large in our cultural imagination. But Jesus had only been preaching or teaching for 2 or 3 years. In that time, he radically challenged the church and the state authority with a message and a way of being that has captured the public imagination for thousands of years. And that last year of his work and his life and his ministry, Jesus traveled to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover with his followers. You probably know this story. Some leaders of the church conspired with others and with state authority to use this opportunity to execute him, to assassinate him. You do not get to challenge authority without a cost. And I don't say that to discourage you from challenging authority or pushing against the status quo. Jesus knew that you do not challenge authority without a cost. And he did it anyway. Before his death, he prepared his followers for something amazing. This young teacher who had done many surprising and unexplainable things, things that we now call miracles, prepared his people for something else that would be amazing and actually quite unbelievable. He told his followers that he would be arrested. He told them that they would not stand up for him. He told them that he would suffer a lot and that he would be executed. And then afterwards, that he would rise again. And he promised them that his work and his sacrifice, this martyr death, would help them to usher in a new way of being in relationship with each other. A way that is rooted not in rules and laws and tradition, but in love and justice and community. Both of these stories, the prophet Moses delivering his people from slavery, the teacher Jesus delivering his followers to this new radical way of being, have a happy ending. Liberation. And they both come only after such loss. They are made necessary. They are made necessary because of the worst of us. The will to oppress because of difference or because of greed or because of power. The will to punish. The failure to stand up against power in the name of what is right and what is just. That is the worst of us. But I think we hold these stories close. And why we tell these stories year after year is so that we can remember the promise of what is possible. That liberation is possible, even though it is hard. That resurrection, that rebirth and renewal and regeneration that I talked about on Thursday night is not just possible, but inevitable. that it is inevitable, even if we can't imagine it, even if we cannot imagine how. That love and justice and hope can carry us forward and make a new way. May we hold that promise together this year and every year. We have one last song to sing together. Number 128. Please rise as you feel able and willing for all that is our life.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which we serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks for all that is our life. For sorrows we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks for all that is our life. For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all that is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad and make our own days glad and make our own days glad.
Beautiful. If you're joining us on Zoom, that room will remain open for a few minutes after our service concludes for informal conversation. And if you're joining us here in the meeting house, we invite you to stay for some light refreshments and fellowship, specially themed for Passover and Easter. And I will say, I know that some of you are eager to put the chairs away and to be helpful. I want to encourage you to enjoy our fellowship, to spend some time with each other and our guests, and trust that the chairs will go up at some point. If you're visiting, please do sign our guest book. We would love to be in deeper relationship with you. We hope you'll join us next week. Our worship leader will be Pamela Grenka, who is a member of this congregation and founder of Harley, Hope and Resistance Long Island, providing support to domestic violence survivors. If you're visiting for the first time or the 50th time, if you find yourself in agreement or curiosity about our values and our mission, we hope that you will find a home here. These closing words are from the Reverend Teresa Inés Soto. We hold hope close. In this community, we hold hope close. We don't always know what comes next, but that cannot dissuade us. We don't always know just what to do. But that will not mean that we are lost in the wilderness. We rely on the certainty beneath, the foundation of our values and our ethics. We are the people who return to love like a north star, and to the truth that we are greater together than we are alone. Our hope does not reside in some glimmer of an indistinct future. Rather, we know the way to the world of which we dream. And by covenant and the movement forward of one right action and the next, we know that one day we will arrive at home. This last song from Dennis is one that he has written himself. Let your love shine through.
When I have a troubled time and I'm living in my mind, I just sing this simple song and instantly the trouble's gone. Let your love shine through in everything you do. Let your heart sing out whenever you're in doubt. Let your wisdom speak, it's the truth you really seek. Let your light shine bright every day and every night. If I feel a bit confused and I think I have the blues, and I want my troubles to end, I just sing this song again. Let your love shine through in everything you do. Let your heart sing out whenever you're in doubt. Let your wisdom speak, it's the truth you really seek. Let your light shine bright every day and every night. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. If I feel a bit confused and I think I have the blues and I want my troubles to end, I just sing this song again. Let your love shine through in everything you do. Let your heart sing out whenever you're in doubt. Let your wisdom speak, it's the truth you really seek. Let your light shine bright every day and every night. Let your love shine through in everything you do. Let your heart sing out whenever you're in doubt. Let your wisdom speak, it's the truth you really seek. Let your light shine bright every day and every night. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Our chalice has long since given up the ghost, but we extinguish our other flames with the unison words in your order of service. We extinguish these flames